Good morning. I wanted to start recording some lessons that go with your learning tasks that you're getting in the mail. Today I'm going to look at the 4th grade math packet, phase 4, which you should have gotten in the mail already. And I'm going to be looking at just the fluency problems on pages 2 and pages 3 here. It looks at factors and multiples. If you go to this QR code, take your camera on your smartphone or tablet and just open it up and it'll scan it on its own and take you to a mini video about factors and multiples as a review. So I'm going to give you some examples and talk you through it, and we'll look at numbers 1 through 7 in your packet, okay? So let's go ahead and start with multiples. When we talk about multiples, you're looking at numbers you say when you skip count. For example, if I'm skip counting by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and so on. Those are all multiples of a given number. If I want to do the multiples of 7, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, and so on are all multiples of 7. Okay, so your directions here, I'll do number 1 with you together, is to list all of the multiples, the next 5 multiples of the number 3. So on my whiteboard here, if I want to list the next 5 multiples of the number 3, So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm listing the 5 multiples of the number 3. Okay, so essentially, I want to know what are the next 5 numbers in this number sequence if I am multiplying by 3. Okay, so 3, this is basically 3 times 1. 3 times 1 is 3. I'm adding 3. 3 plus 3 equals 6. I added 3 more, okay? 6, I'm going to add 3 to find my next multiple. 3, 6, 9. Because 9, 10, 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? I'm ahead of myself. I'm going to add 3 more to find my next multiple. So 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, but I'm not done yet. I need to find 2 more multiples. I'm going to add how many? 3. I'm going to add 3 to 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to add 3 more to find my last multiple of 3, which would be 18. So here I found all my multiples of 3. So in the pattern would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. Those are all my multiples of 3. The directions here also ask you to list the multiples, the next 5 multiples of the number 4 and of the number 7, okay? Use this as an example. Pause this video and go ahead and complete the next multiples for 4 and the next 5 multiples of the number 7. So those are numbers 2 and the number 3 in your packet. Go ahead and pause your video and unpause when you're done, and we're going to continue to look at number 4, listing the next 9 multiples of each number. Okay, so nice job. We're going to list the next 9 multiples of each one of these numbers, all right? So here it gives the multiples of 2 and multiples of 8, okay? Now, I'm not going to tell you what the answers are to this problem. If I go through it step by step, I'm going to be giving you the answers. I want you to do a little bit of thinking. So I'm going to do multiples. I'm going to do multiples of 2, but then I'm also going to do multiples of 4. Okay, so you have to do a little bit of thinking there, okay? So I need to do the next, let's see, it asked me to do the next multiples of 2. So let's just do a couple lines here. Okay, so I have 6 on each, perfect. So let's look at the multiples. So multiples of 2, remember when I'm doing multiples of a number, it's 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3. You're just going up through the multiplication chart. If you have a chart in front of you, feel free to use it, okay? It's there to help you. If you need it, please use it. So multiples of 2. I'm doing multiples of 2, I'm adding 2 to each one. So if I start at 2, I add 2, is 4. My next multiple will be a 4. Add 2 more would be a 6. Add 2 more, 6, 7, 8. Next will be a 9, then 10, and 12. Okay, so those are my multiples of 2. If you have more lines for the questions asking in your packet, please feel free and make sure you use all those lines to compare your numbers, okay? So complete your pattern. Now let's do multiples of 4. If I'm doing multiples of 4, it means I'm adding 4 for each one. Plus 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 4 more is 12. Plus 4 more is 16, right? Add 4 equals 20, and 24, and 28. So, all right, let me erase these little plus ones so it doesn't get us confused. So now that you found all the multiples in your number, okay, for the number that it's given, now I want you to find the common multiples. When I look at a common multiple basically means what numbers are the same as your multiples, okay? So find your common multiple. Means the ones that are the same. All right, so you can look at the number 2, the multiples of 2, and the multiples of 4, okay? What numbers did you write that are the same? So I have a 4 here. Do I have a 4 in the 4? Well, yeah, I have my original multiple of 4. I'm going to circle my 4 in each one because they are the same. Common multiple of 2 and 4 is 4. I have a 6. Do I have a 6 down here? Nope, I have a 16, but that's not the same as 6. So 6 and 16 are not the same, okay? 6 is not a multiple of 4, but it's a multiple of 2. I'm not going to circle it. What about 8? Do I have an 8? Yes. So I'm going to circle an 8. It's a common multiple of 2 and 4 because both of these have that answer as one of their multiples, okay? 9. Nope, no 9. 10, 12. Yes, I have a 12, okay? So I have a 12 here, and so that means it is a common multiple. If you have more multiples in your row and you can keep comparing, okay? I only happen to do 6 lines, but I think on your paper you have maybe 8 or so, okay? So then I can list my common multiples of 4 and 2 as 4, 8, and 12 so far. Okay, again, if I kept going with my pattern, I'd probably have more of them, all right? Pause this, use this example to answer number 4 when you're looking at common multiples of 2 and common multiples of 8. Find all your multiples first and find the ones that are the same. The ones that are the same are going to be your multiples. So go ahead and pause this video and do that. Okay. So now that we found the answer to number 4, you found your common multiples. Number 5 simply asks you to look at the numbers listed below. You have a 2, 4, 7, 8, 12, 15, 19, 24, and 34, and circle the ones which are multiples of 4. Okay, so go back up to number 2 in your fluency problems. Look at the numbers that you wrote down as multiples of 4 in number 2 right above you, okay? Any of those numbers appear on the bottom, go ahead and circle that number. Now, I will say your multiples of 4, you may have to continue and find 5 more multiples of 4 to make sure you've covered all of these numbers to make sure that you haven't accidentally missed any, okay? So finding those multiples of 4. Go ahead and pause this video and do that. Nice job. So for number 6 in this fluency, which I'm on page 3 in your packet, it asks, is this number a multiple of 6, right? Yes or no? Well, first I need to look and find all my multiples of 6. And that's not a number I've done yet in my fluency problems. So I'm going to first start by finding all my multiples of the number 6. So you start with the number 6. Okay, you might want to do this on the bottom of this paper or at the top right above number 6. It looks like there's some space to write. So write a couple lines. I would do 6, 7 of them, maybe 8. All right, you find all your multiples of 6 first, all right? Remember, multiples, when I'm multiplying it, what number comes next in a sequence? So think of 6. I'm going to add 6 to it. 6 plus 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My next number in my sequence would be a 12. Okay, to get my next multiple, I'm going to add 6. 12 plus 6 is 18. To find my next multiple, I'm going to add 6. Okay, 18 plus 6 is 24. Now, I want you to take a minute, pause this video, and finish out your multiples of 6. When you're done, click unpause or play. Okay, so now that we found all of our multiples of 6, we're going to look at the questions in number 6 and write yes or no next door to each number that is a multiple of 6 or is not. So look at number 18. If you've written the number down here on your multiples chart, it is going to be a multiple of 6. If you don't see it, it's a no. So letter A is an 18. Is 18 a multiple of 6? Well, we have it right here, so you would write yes. Okay. B is 25. Is it a multiple? Do you see that number written in your chart? C is 30. D is 36. E is 50. If you do not see that number written down in your multiples of 6 chart, you're going to write a no. Okay, let's talk about number 7. Number 7 says to list all of the factors of the following numbers: A 12, B 48, C 60, and D 21. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over with you how to find those factors, okay? On the front of your packet, there's an example here also, of finding factors, okay? So that's what I'm going to go through with you step by step so it makes a little bit more sense with a different number. And so you can understand how to find your own factors, okay? So the number we are going to look for factors for, I'm going to put my multiplication chart up because that's going to help me. And please, please use a multiplication chart if you have it. Don't force yourself to draw pictures for everything for some of the work. It's okay to use the multiplication chart, trust me. All right, so it's a great tool. Let's look and let's do some factors of the number. Let's say, what do we want to do? Let's do factors of 32. Okay, so factors of 32. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to find all of my multiplication equations that will equal up to an answer of 32, which is why I have my multiplication chart here. Okay, so my multiplication problem, blank times blank, would have to equal 32, right? Okay, so one thing is always fun and kind of give an answer when we do factors of a number. 1 times that number is always your factor. So the number 1 is always going to be one of your factors. So 1 times 32 equals 32, all right? So that's why I refer now to my multiplication chart. I'm gonna look for my answer of 32 somewhere in here and find the two numbers, the factor here and the factor here, that equal that number. So let me go down to 32, find the 32. Oh, here's the 32 right here. So I'm gonna follow the number up to an 8 and over to a 4. So that's telling me 8 times 4 equals 32. I'm gonna take that 8 and that 4 and put it over here in my multiplication equation. So 8 times 4 equals 32. So I have another multiplication equation. All right, there's my 32. Let me see if I can find any more. Looking, keep looking. No 32 yet. Oh, there's another 32. Let's look at my factors. 4 and an 8 again. So 8 and a 4 again. Now, I can certainly write the problem again. 4 times 8 equals 32. Do I have the same factors, the numbers I'm multiplying? Yes, okay, and that's okay. It's just another way to find 32. I'm going to do a quick scan to make sure I didn't miss 32 anywhere else. No. Okay, so I found all my different ways that I can make 32. 1 times 3 is 32. 8 times 4 is 32. And 4 times 8 is 32. So my next thing is I'm going to find all my numbers that I used, or my factors, to make 32. So let's see. I have a 1 and a 32 are my factors. Let me see if I can grab a different color so it stands out for you guys a little bit. A 1 and a 32. Okay. An 8 and a 4. And a 4 and an 8. Okay, so these are my factors, or these are my factors of 32, because these numbers times another number are going to get me the answer of having 32. Your problem wants me to list all the factors of the following numbers. So if I was going to list all the factors of 32, I would list a 1, a 32, an 8, and a 4. Do I need to write the 4 and an 8 again? No, because I already have them here. If I already have them there at the bottom of listed as my factors, I don't need to write them again. Okay, so go ahead and use this format to answer number 7. List all your multiplications and all your factors for the numbers A12, B48, C60, and D for the number 21, okay? Don't forget to use your multiplication chart and then write your equation out to find all of your factors, all right? So if you have any questions, contact your teachers. We'll be glad to help you and even walk through this step by step with you, okay? If you need a break and can't do it all in one sitting, that's perfectly fine. Remember to take breaks as often as you need so you can stay focused and do your very, very best work, all right? Thanks for working with me, guys. Remember, this is the 4th grade packet of pages 1, 2, and 3, looking at just the fluency problems, kind of like a warm-up. Thanks, guys.